Hello again, everybody. I'm Chris. I'm all set to count down this week's 40 most played country songs in the nation, according to MediaBase 24/7 for the chart week of April 26, 2025. Before I start counting down this week's biggest hits, let's take a look back at last week's top three. At number 3 was Friends Like That by John Morgan and Jason Aldean. Number 2 was I'm the Problem by Morgan Wallen. And the number 1 song for the second week in a row was Hometown Home from LoCash. Now, can they make it 3 weeks at number 1? Let's find out starting right now. Here's the first of the 40 biggest hits from Parmalees. They slip a notch to number 40. It's called Cowgirl. Here's the first of 2 debuts this week, coming in at number 39. It's the follow-up to his recent number 1 hit, Liar. Here's Jelly Roll with his 8th top 40 hit, Heart of Stone. And debuting at number 38 with a follow-up to his number 1 hit from back in January called Wind Up Missing You. Here's Tucker Wetmore with his second top 40 hit, 3, 2, 1. And with those 2 debuts, we say goodbye to 2 droppers. Falling out this week, Love Somebody and Better Than You. On with the countdown, here's Ernest up a notch to 37 with Would If I Could. Up 1 to 36, here's George Burge and It Won't Be Long. Falling back 3 spots to 35 is Dierks Bentley with She Hates Me. Heading up 2 spots to number 34 is Jordan Davis with Bar None. Holding at number 33 in its 8th week in the countdown, here's Keith Urban with Straight Line. Leaping 3 spots to 32 is Russell Dickerson with Happened to Me. Holding at number 31 this week, Parker McCollum with What Kind of Man. In their 11th week in the countdown, they spend another week at number 30. Rascal Flatts and the Jonas Brothers with I Dare You. Here's the week's fastest climbing hit, up 5 spots to number 29, Morgan Wallen and Just In Case. Up a notch to number 28, here's Eric Church with Hands of Time. Up 1 to 27, his 20th week on the chart, here's Jackson Dane with Heavens to Betsy. Holding at number 26 for the week, Shabuzi with Good News. In his 13th week on the chart, he's up 2 to 25, Luke Bryan with Country Song Came On. Dropping back 1 to 24 this week, John Party and Friday Night Heartbreaker. Trading places with John up to number 23. Here's Thomas Rhett with After All the Bars Are Closed. Leaping 3 spots to number 22, Kelsey Hart and Life With You. Dropping back 1 to number 21 in her 21st week on the chart, Carly Pearce with Truck on Fire. In his 14th week in the countdown, he's up 2 to number 20, Nate Smith with Fix What You Didn't Break. Up 2 to 19 in his 19th week on the chart, Sam Hunt with Country House. Up 1 to 18, it's Tyler Hubbard with Park. And at number 17, up 1, it's Corey Kent with This Heart. Holding at number 16 this week is Josh Ross and Single Again. Up 2 spots to number 15, Riley Green with Worst Way. Up a notch to number 14, Old Dominion and Coming Home. In her 13th week in the countdown, she climbs 1 to number 13, Ella Langley with Work for the Wind. Holding at number 12 this week, Drew Baldridge and Tough People. And the 11th most played country hit this week is Bailey Zimmerman as he holds position with Holy Smokes. Right here's the first of the 10 biggest hits, up 3 spots to number 10, scoring his 14th top 10 hit. It's Kane Brown with Backseat Driver. Holding at number 9 this week is Megan Maroney and Am I OK? Slipping a notch to number 8, here's Blake Shelton with Texas. Down 3 spots from number 4 to number 7 is Jelly Roll, his former number 1 hit, Liar. Holding at number 6 for the week is Zach Top and I Never Lie. Leaping 3 spots up to number 5 is Jason Aldean with Whiskey Drink. Well, after 2 weeks at number 1, they fall to number 4 this week, LoCash with Hometown Home. The number 3 song in the nation this week is Cole Swindell, climbing up 2 spots with Forever to Me. In the number 2 spot, once again, here's Morgan Wallen and I'm the Problem. And here's the number 1 song in country music this week. It took 39 weeks to get here, and it becomes the first number 1 record for John Morgan, and it gives Jason Aldean his 28th chart topper. Their song is called Friends Like That. And that is our countdown of the 40 most played country hits this week. Join me again next week when once again we'll count them down and find out who's got the number 1 song in North America.